You know, one of the most courageous things we can do in our lives is show up authentically, be seen for who we truly are, and speak our truth with clarity and kindness. It's about setting boundaries, expressing our needs and feelings, and engaging in the world from a place of wholeness, not shrinking. We're going to explore what it really means to be assertive and how to cultivate this skill in a way that feels aligned with your values and who you are. This isn't about becoming someone you're not or bulldozing over others. It's about honoring your worth and showing up in your relationships, your work, and your life as the fullest expression of yourself. We're going to unpack the steps, the missteps, and the courage it takes to truly find your voice. Let's dive in. Taking that first step towards any kind of change requires courage. It means acknowledging where we are, and maybe even more importantly, how we're feeling. If you're feeling unheard, if resentment or frustration are simmering under the surface, that's important data. Those feelings are telling you something. They might be whispering that you're tired of shrinking yourself or silencing your needs. They might be screaming that you're done biting your tongue while others dictate the terms of your life. And here's the thing about those uncomfortable emotions: those are not signs of weakness, those are signs that we're human. Ignoring them? That takes more courage than listening to them, because when we stuff those feelings down, they don't magically disappear. They fester. They can turn into resentment, anger, even depression. Choosing to be more assertive is not about becoming someone you're not. It's about reclaiming your voice and honoring your own needs and experiences. It's about recognizing that your voice deserves to be heard, and that your needs are just as important as anyone else's. So as we begin, I want you to give yourself permission to feel those uncomfortable emotions. Give yourself permission to say, this isn't working for me anymore. I deserve to be heard. I deserve to be respected. One of the things I talk about a lot in my work is the power of naming our experiences. It's about getting curious and specific about what's happening within us. It's much easier to navigate our emotions when we can name them. The same thing applies to assertiveness. We can't just say, we want to be more assertive. That's too vague, too big. We need to break it down. Where in your life do you feel the least heard? Where do you find yourself shrinking back when you really want to speak up? Is it with your partner, your boss, your coworkers, your family? Or maybe even that friend you love but who always seems to take advantage of your kindness? Write it down. Get specific. Instead of saying, I want to be more assertive at work, try, I want to be more assertive when my coworker takes credit for my ideas in meetings. See the difference? Specificity gives us clarity, it gives us a target. And when we have a target, we're much more likely to hit the mark. We're not going to go from 0 to 60 overnight. Transformation takes time. It's a process. And like any worthwhile journey, it's best to start with small, manageable steps. Think about it like learning a new language. We don't start by delivering a keynote speech. We start with basic phrases, greetings, simple conversations. So where can you practice your assertiveness muscles in a low-risk environment? Maybe it's saying no to a friend who asks you to help them move, again, or speaking up when a family member makes a comment that rubs you the wrong way. These seemingly small acts of assertiveness are actually huge. They build our confidence, and they help us realize that setting boundaries and speaking our truth doesn't have to lead to conflict or drama. In fact, it often leads to the opposite. It leads to deeper connection, more respect, and more authentic relationships. One of the most effective tools we have when it comes to assertive communication is the I statement. This isn't about being selfish, it's about taking ownership of our feelings and experiences without blaming or attacking others. Instead of saying, you always interrupt me, which can feel accusatory and put the other person on the defensive, try something like, I feel frustrated when I don't get to finish my thought. Could we work on letting each other speak fully? See how that shifts the energy of the conversation? It's not about blame, it's about collaboration. It's about finding a way to communicate our needs while still respecting the other person. And here's a little secret. Rehearsing these conversations in your head, even role-playing them with a trusted friend or therapist, can make a world of difference. It allows us to work through our anxiety, fine-tune our message, and show up feeling more confident and prepared. Timing and setting are everything, right? We're not going to have a heartfelt conversation with our partner when they're walking in the door after a stressful day at work, or with our boss when they're rushing off to a meeting. Choosing the right time and place for these conversations is just as important as the words we choose to use. It's about creating a space where both people feel safe, heard, and respected. And this doesn't have to be a formal sit-down, although sometimes it might be. It could be as simple as saying, "Hey, there's something I'd love to chat with you about when you have a moment. When would be a good time?" And then, when you do have that conversation, pay attention to your body language. Our nonverbal cues speak volumes. Make eye contact, keep your posture open and relaxed, and try to unclench your jaw. It sounds simple, but those small adjustments can make a world of difference in how our message is received. Here's the thing about any new skill, whether it's learning a language, playing an instrument, or showing up more assertively in our lives, it takes practice. And not just any kind of practice, but consistent, imperfect, compassionate practice. We're going to stumble. We're going to say the wrong thing. We're going to want to crawl under the table and hide after certain conversations. That's okay. It's part of the process. Give yourself permission to be perfectly imperfect. The goal isn't to become some perfectly assertive robot who never feels fear or insecurity. The goal is to learn how to navigate those emotions with courage and authenticity. And here's the amazing thing. The more we practice, the easier it gets. The muscles we're building are courage, self-compassion, and boundary setting. These are the muscles that will support us in living more wholehearted, authentic lives. So, celebrate the small victories. Notice the moments when you speak your truth a little louder, when you set a boundary with more clarity, when you show up as the most courageous version of yourself. Because those moments, my friends, those are the moments that change everything. As we wrap up, I want to remind you that learning to be more assertive is a journey, not a destination. It's about progress, not perfection. And it's about recognizing that your voice, your story, your experiences matter. You deserve to be heard. You deserve to take up space. And you deserve to live a life that reflects your deepest values and desires. It's not always easy to find our voice, to speak our truth, to set boundaries. It takes courage, compassion, and a whole lot of practice, but I promise you it's worth it. Keep showing up, keep speaking your truth, and keep believing in your own strength. The world needs your voice.